What's good, YouTube? It's Coach John back again. I hope you're doing well, and in today's video I want to talk to you and take you through how you can prep your meals week to week to build muscle. Okay, now keep in mind, if you're looking for an exact meal plan for a certain amount of calories, I've got like 30 different videos on the channel for exactly that. What this video is going to be is my exact formula as to how to actually prep so you can fit within it your preferences, your scheduling, your availability, the foods you love, all these things, and of course according to your goals. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you are new to the channel, my name is John Mango. I'm a fitness, fat loss, muscle gain coach online. I do it full time. I'm also obviously a YouTuber. So I drop content on a weekly basis that helps people like yourself get in better shape in a more enjoyable and a faster, more efficient way as well, so you can focus on what matters in life the most. If you're interested in that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button as well. Also, I do want to mention that my one-on-one online coaching has some spots open, so if you're interested in working one-on-one with me, you can apply with the link down below. So here is my meal prep for today. As you see, looks pretty sick, but I want to take you through how it is that over the years I have basically refined down the system of how to prep your meals so you can actually build muscle efficiently and in a much easier way. So first and foremost, it's important to know that you need to figure out something before you know what to prep, how often to prep it, when to prep it, etc. And that is, of course, your calories and your macronutrients. Calories and macronutrients you can figure out by clicking this video right here, but what you need to know is once you find that and once you enter that slight surplus, because of course to build muscle we want to be in a slight surplus of calories on a day-to-day basis, not too much of a surplus but a small controlled one, then from there you're going to determine your macronutrients. Your macronutrients are essentially protein, carbs, fats. What you want to do once you have your maintenance calories, make sure you're setting your protein to roughly 1 gram per pound of body weight. That's just a pretty safe guideline to go with. You can set 25% of your total calories towards fats and the rest can go towards carbohydrates. Of course, I have videos on the channel explaining how to calculate this, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that you have these things calculated. But now that you know it, how do you prep? What foods do you prep? That's what we're going to talk about right now. So this is the formula that I recommend you go with. Alright, so what you're essentially going to want to do is first and foremost pick 1 to 3 different protein sources, okay? Remember, we are doing this to simplify your life, not make it more challenging. So there's going to be some repetition in the meals that you're having here, but of course you can change them from a week to week basis. 1 week straight, I hope that you're okay with having roughly the same meals a few times throughout the day. Now, like I mentioned, you're going to pick 1 to 3 different protein sources. These could be obviously non-vegan, so meat sources. They could be fish, chicken, turkey, beef. They can be vegan or plant-based sources as well, such as beans, lentils, quinoa, these types of things. But the point is, choose 3 of those. Once you're done that, you want to choose 3 up to 3 carb sources, okay? Again, sweet potato, rice, quinoa can fall into this. Beans and lentils fall into that as well. You can even have pasta, you can have oats, these types of things, okay? You're going to pick those sources for you as well. Also, after that, you can choose some fat sources if you want to make them part of these meals. They could be avocados, they could be nuts, for example. But that is going to cover the macros. Now keep in mind, when we're prepping, we are not essentially prepping every single meal of the entire week, day to day. Now you can do this if you want, but again, that's only going to make it more repetitive. If you're totally cool with that and you're a great cook and you can cook foods that are the exact same but make them taste really, really good, then by all means, I recommend that you do that because it's going to save you even more time, even more hassle. Now what I personally like to do is I like to prep roughly 50% of my day-to-day calories, which would be about 2 of these meals per day. What I do is I store them in the fridge, and they do last at least a week, by the way, in case you're wondering. As you can see, I have a few left over that I'm still going to be eating today and tomorrow, so it does overlap a bit, but the point is I typically have 2 of these meals throughout the day. That means that my breakfast and my snack, and sometimes my dinner, if I have the calories left for it, is totally open to whatever I want to make it. This is really my lunch, sometimes dinner, or sometimes midday snack, whatever sort of meals. The point is again, I'm leaving a good amount of my total daily calories towards different breakfasts if I want, for example, different snacks if I want them. Again, you don't have to do this. That's just the way I like doing it, and over the years, the last 11 years, I found that it's been a pretty effective method to make sure that you're keeping things a little bit different day to day if you're somebody like me who enjoys that, but still making sure that you're hitting your calories and macros on point. So once you've chosen your protein, your carb, and your fat sources, what I also recommend is that you make sure you're incorporating veggies in each meal. As you'll see here, I have mixed vegetables. Now you can get these frozen from Costco, for example, and actually you're probably going to want a Costco membership. You don't have to, but I would recommend it because the next thing you're going to do is you're going to buy all of these things in bulk. So you're going to buy that protein source. Let's say you chose chicken breast, and let's say you chose a plant-based source like lentils. You're going to buy those things in bulk because obviously it's cheaper that way. Once you have purchased your proteins and your carbs all in bulk, and of course a bag of frozen veggies, I can show you the one I like to have. Okay, it looks it's a Normandy style frozen veggies, okay? Once you have all of that, you're gonna cook it all up at once. Now keep in mind, if you do it this way, it should only take you about 2 hours to prep an entire week's worth of food in 2 hours or less. And so that's why this is the most efficient system. Now once you're done prepping all those, what you wanna do is the following. You wanna make sure you're grabbing your scale, just like this. Okay, so I got this scale from Walmart. You can get it from wherever. You don't need anything fancy here. You just need a scale that's gonna work and get the job done. 20 bucks at Walmart is all you really need. So once you do that, okay, you're gonna have your scale here. You're gonna go ahead and bring the bowls onto the scale, and you're gonna make sure that you put the exact same measurement, the carbs and the proteins in each meal. So an example, I chose personally as my proteins turkey and chicken. So every meal that I put turkey in, like this one for example, I always put 250 grams. I also chose as my carbs sweet potato and rice, as you see here. Now everyone that has rice is going to be a cup and a half. Everyone that has sweet potato like this is going to be 200 grams. Everyone that has chicken has 10 ounces of chicken. Why am I telling you this and why is this important? Because every time I pull a meal out of the fridge, unless you want to eat in the exact same order, if I pull a meal out and I see that this has sweet potato and turkey in it, I can then grab my smartphone and track, since hopefully you're doing that to know that you're getting the right calories and macros, I can track and input whatever it is that's in that meal into my FitnessPal, knowing full well that it's accurate. So I see that there's turkey and sweet potato in there. Great, I can put that into my FitnessPal. In fact, it's already saved in there to make things easier, and I can just keep going from there. So it makes it very easy to hit your goals in that way. So again, once you've done this, you've essentially prepped your meals for an entire week's worth, okay? Now, I personally have prepped 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, because my calories are a little bit lower right now as I am cutting body fat while sustaining or even building muscle mass. But when I'm bulking and I'm at the peak of my bulk, eating 4,000 or more calories, typically I need to prep about 3 meals per day to hit that 50% or more mark of my calories. And so I'll typically prep closer to 20 meals for the entire week. Of course, like I said, this all comes down to individuality, variance, your goals. So first and foremost, before you move forward, because though prepping is good, arbitrarily prepping foods like a lot of people do and just following what they see their favorite pro bodybuilders eat and prep is not necessarily an effective way to go about it. So first and foremost, get your calories, get your macros down. I have 2 videos linked up top for you to figure those out there. Then you're gonna choose those sources, bulk cook, choose one day of the week. Now of course, if you want, you prefer it, you can prep before each meal of the day. You can prep for every 3rd day, whatever the case is. I personally have tried all of the above, and I have settled on once per week just to save time, save stress, because this is the most time efficient way to do it. Once you cook it all up, spread it out, portion it accordingly with the scale, and guess what? You're good to go, and you'll be building muscle, you'll be hitting that surplus. 99% of the time, people that tell me that they can't hit their calories, or they're finding it difficult, or they're not seeing progress, is almost always because 1, they are not aware of calories and macros in the first place. 2, they're not setting themselves up for success like I did here every single week, relentlessly, consistently, to make sure you hit those targets. So this video hopefully is gonna help you do that. It gives you a little insight as to how I do this, how I get my clients to do it, and how we're all able to see predictable results as a result of that. So I hope that you found it helpful. If so, make sure you hit that like button. Again, subscribe so you can get more content like this on a weekly basis, and vlogs coming every single week. And I really appreciate you for watching. Hope you have an awesome day. I'll check in with you in the next one. I'm out.